Learn English phrasal verbs with meanings and example sentences. We're looking at phrasal verbs that start with the verb ask. Hi, I'm Melissa Carroll and I am an English teacher. This is a channel on all things English. We talk about vocabulary, we talk about slang, idioms, and street talk, grammar, of course, and stories in English. Let's get right to it. We're going to look at 6 phrasal verbs that use the verb ask, and they are: number 1, ask after someone; 2, ask someone something; number 3, ask around; 4, ask someone over; 5, ask someone out; and asking for it. Of course, there's a bonus quiz at the end to test how well you've learned these words. Number 1, to ask after someone. Phrasal verb. When you ask after someone, you are asking about them, such as how they are, what they're up to, what's new. So you're kind of trying to catch up with that person's life that you're asking about. Here's an example situation. I ran into Jason, your ex-boyfriend, downtown yesterday, and he was asking after you. I told him that you recently got married. He said he was happy for you. He was asking after you. So he was asking me about you, like what's new with her, like that. Number 2, ask someone something. This is another phrasal verb. To ask someone something usually means you want to ask someone a personal question. It usually comes in the form of a question. Can I ask you something? You know, in English, it's not really polite for us to ask personal questions. So we either have to ask permission, like, can I ask you a personal question? Or another way to say that is, can I ask you something? So here is an example sentence. Can I ask you something? How much did you pay for your house? Normally, we're not allowed to talk about money or age or religion like that. But sometimes we really do want to ask questions we're not allowed to ask. So you can say, can I ask you something? Here's another example sentence. Dan asked me if I wanted to go dancing with him. He asked someone something. He asked me something. So that's another way that you can use it if you're not going to use the question form. This is a good opportunity to ask you to subscribe if you find value in these videos. And number 3, ask around. This is another phrasal verb, and it means you will ask several people something in order to learn more information about something. So you can see ask around is a very efficient way to ask a lot of people to get a lot of information from those people. Here's an example using ask around. I will talk to the driver. You should ask around to see if anyone saw the car accident. So there's a car accident and the police officers are there. One police officer says, I'll talk to the driver. You should ask around. That means go interview all those people and collect all the information about the car accident that you can. Here's another example sentence. Jane is missing. I'll ask around to see if anyone saw her today. So this is another police situation, but you can ask around anyone in the office. You can ask people about a product. It can be anything. You can ask around about a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be about crime. Number 4, to ask someone over. This is another phrasal verb. When you ask someone over, you're inviting them to your home. So do you want to come over? Hey, I asked Jane over later. I asked Mary to come over. Something like that. So here's an example sentence. Pablo asked me over for dinner. I think it's a date. And number 5, to ask someone out. Well, when you ask someone out, you're asking them out on a date. So in the other case, when you ask someone over for dinner, you might also be asking someone out. So you're asking someone over and you're asking someone out. So here's an example sentence. Jake asked me out. We're going to the beach for a picnic. So when you ask someone out, you're asking them on a date. And the last one for the video, asking for it. You're asking for it. He's asking for it. This is an informal expression. When you're asking for it, you are inviting trouble. You are behaving in a way that's going to end in a punishment. Here's an example sentence. Jason got fired yesterday. He was asking for it, if you ask me. He was late almost every day this month. So the fact that Jason was late meant that he was asking for it. He was asking to get fired because his behavior was inviting punishment. Here we are, bonus quiz time. Let's see if you learned these words. So I'm going to first pronounce the words on the right-hand side. Ask after someone, ask someone something, ask around, ask someone over, ask someone out, and asking for it. So this is a good moment to grab a pen and paper and pause the video. You can match the definitions on the left to the definitions on the right, and you'll find the answers in the next slide. The definitions on the left are ask someone on a date, ask about someone and how they're doing, to ask several people something to learn more information about something, and 4, to invite someone to your home, 5, to behave in a way that invites punishment, and 6, to ask someone a personal question. Okay, the answers are on the next slide. And the answers are number 1, ask someone out, number 2, ask after someone, 3, ask around, 4, ask someone over, 5, asking for it, and 6, ask someone something. So what's your favorite phrasal verb? Thank you for watching a video by Melissa Carroll, my English teacher.